Hello everyone. Today's video is I'm going to call this foreign coins that I bought from Elvis, which are going to be the coins in this bag. So uh, hopefully this is obvious that it's not Elvis Presley, but there is a local coin dealer who goes by the name, or whose actual name is Elvis, and I see him at pretty much every coin show I go to, so he must live somewhere in the area and will travel to all the same ones that I go to. He has a 5 for $1 foreign coin box, and we're going to take a look at the coins that I picked up out of his bag this time. So we're going to be looking at the ones that I've placed on the screen right here. So let's take a look. Unlike a coin grab bag that I will just open them up and be surprised, I've already looked all these up and found out if there's anything confusing about it. I've already kind of researched what those are, and I've also looked up the KM number for people who like to track it. We're going to start today. The coins themselves are in no particular order. We're going to start with this one right here. This one is from Ceylon. Anytime you see this particular logo of a lion holding a sword like that, it's going to be from Ceylon or modern Sri Lanka. This one is for 2 cents. Now, this one was after it was no longer a part of the British monarchy, but they hadn't changed their name yet, from 1963. This one is KM 128. When I went to this show, I specifically had in mind that I wanted to find some farthings, and it's so easy to find a lot of the old British pennies, but the smaller farthings, which are 1/4 of a penny, are much harder to find. And so this one was the first one I picked up. It had been clean, and some of you may not particularly prefer that, but I didn't realize until I got home that it was actually from South Africa, a farthing from there. Now, they're not going to call it a farthing. They're going to call it 1/4 of a penny. You can see the 1/4 D at the bottom. That goes back to their pound, shilling, and I forgot what the letter D stands for, but that does represent a penny. So from 1954, South Africa followed the same older style British monetary coin system that they had back then. So that one is South African 1 farthing or 1/4 penny. That last one was KM 44. Next up, we have this coin from the Middle East. The date at the bottom looks like it says 1900, but in Arabic, their 5 looks like our 0, maybe more of a teardrop shape, but it is actually, this coin is from 1955. We flip it over and we see this one is a 2.5 piastres from the Republic of Lebanon from 1955. So 2.5 seems like a strange denomination for us, but that is really half of a 5. So if you think of it like that, maybe it's not so crazy to use something like that. I know if you're not good at math, you're probably going to hate something like this, but here you have Lebanon. So we'll flip it over one more time so we can get a good look at this side. It's going to be KM20. I do write down the book value of all these coins that I pick up. Not all of them are, usually if you're going to find them in a bulk bin, they're probably not going to have a ton of value to them. That last one, for instance, was 30 cents. Now that I look through my notes, there's not even a coin in here that has a book value for over $1. This one was the closest, though. This one is an older coin from Thailand. On this side, can't read the characters on here, but it does have that interesting repeating pattern on it. We flip it over, and here are some more characters that I cannot read. This one is a 1 satang coin from Thailand, and it's going to be KM35. A 100 satang would make a baht. That is their currency. And since I can't read the numbers, I can never figure out their numbers. So this one's going to be made anywhere between 1908 to 1937. I found another farthing, but this one is also not British. This one is Irish, and again, it has the 1/4 of a D on it, and I cannot read the Irish Gaelic on here with that particular bird. But you always know it's Ireland when you have the harp. So this coin from 1953 is KM9, one of the earlier Irish coins. Next we have an FAO coin from Seychelles, 1975, with the scalloped edge design here. A little bit of damage on the bottom there. But you can tell it's FAO because grow more food is written on it. So I believe that looks like a cabbage or so on this 5-cent coin. Next up, we have this coin from India. A lot of coins from India will have this design to it. I should know what that is, but I don't. We turn it over. This is one of the smaller coins. This is a little bit smaller than a dime, a US dime, I believe, but it is a 1 paisa coin from 1964. And instead of mint mark letters, they have little symbols, and in this case, it's below the 1964. I believe that's a star, which would make this from Hyderabad. This is going to be KM582A, and I believe that it's an A because the metal composition changed. This was, if I remember correctly, this was only a 1-year coin that this denomination was made with this metal. Another small coin. This one is from Japan. The number 1, and so we draw a 1 vertically. They draw their 1 slash horizontally. And to the right of, to the left of that slash is their word for sen, which is 100 sen make 1 yen. Yen is so much simpler. That's a lot of strokes of the pen they have to use to make that symbol. But of course, we've got probably that's Mount Fuji on this aluminum coin. And flip it over, and the date on this coin is, the plus means 10. There's not a number to the side of it, so it's going to be in the teens. And then the number right here, which looks like almost like I'm going to say a sideways 7, or maybe it looks like a playground slide. Well, that is going to be the number 8. So this is year 18. All their coins are dated from the year of the reign of the emperor, which I believe the emperor's symbol are these 2 coins. That's going to make this year 18, 1943. KM59A, there are 2 versions of this coin, and this is the thinner one. One of the lesser known or lesser seen European countries is Moldova, which we have right here. This is the first coin in the Moldova catalog. It is KM1. They've got their shield there. I guess it's an eagle that has a cross in its beak. And their coin is the 1 bon, or boni is plural, so any larger coin than a 1 would have boni on it. This one's from 1996. And the only other country I think that uses the boni would be Romania. A lot of coins from Chile will have this condor design to it. That is a neat feature of their coins. And this one is made out of aluminum. We flip it over, and what you don't see too often on Chilean coins will be the denomination, which they only use for a short time. This is the Escudo. So it's going to be 10 Escudos from 1974. I believe this coin was only made for 2 years. This is KM200. Otherwise, I think they were using the peso. This is probably the rarest coin that I picked up in this lot today. And of course, it's also damaged with the hole, and it's very well worn. But we have another coin from Japan. This is the 1/2 of a sen. And this one is going to say from year 15. When I look at the numbers, there's a 5 right here. The plus for the 10 is well worn right here, but this coin was not made in any other year ending in a 5. That's going to make this 1882 and have a catalog of trying to read my notes here, Y16.2. Obviously, it's a coin in a poor shape, but it's going to fill the spot in my collection until I can find a better one at a good price. So again, we have the complicated 1 sen design right there. And it's a design with the dragon here. Of course, it's so well worn you can't see any details of it, but normally when I first saw a dragon like that, I thought it was going to be something Chinese until I saw the half sen, and I know that the sen is a Japanese coin. I've probably already had this coin, but this one's in nicer shape. This one is from Ecuador from 1977. And just kind of a simple design on this side. 50 centavos. It's going to be KM87. Another older coin from the 19th century. This one is the double eagle design. Is going to make this from Austria. From 1895. This was one of the easier coins to find from the late 1800s. But this is a tin heller. This condition's only worth 25 cents, but it's always fun to find these because you don't see them too often, although like I said, it's one of the more common coins from that being that old. Another coin from Japan. Here's another one that is 1 sen. And let's see, this is our second 1 sen coin today. I hope I got them straight. The aluminum coin that we saw earlier was KM59A from 1943, if I didn't say that right. This one is going to be from 1916. It's going to be year number 5. So the Japanese symbol for 5 is this one right here. And these two symbols are for the emperor. This one is KM42. I've never understood why, but the coins that I find from South Africa are the most likely to be cleaned or plated with another metal. And here we have another cleaned farthing. This one, again, of course, they're going to call it 1/4 of a penny. This one's from 1952, so perhaps the last year that they even made this coin. But I think it has a similar 2-bird design like the one we had from Queen Elizabeth early on in the video. This one is KM32.2. We'll take a look at George VI here one more time. Chinese coins are some of the hardest ones to identify, so at some point I need to make a video talking about how I do it. The brute force method would be just to open up a coin catalog and flip through it until you find out which one matches. However, they used a similar design with a coin this size, this shape, with the square punched out of the middle, usually with 4 symbols on this side, 2 symbols on the other side, for centuries. And so if you tried to figure out what coin this is by going through a bunch of different catalogs, you might have trouble finding it. Although this turned out to be one of the more common coins that they would make, China would make, one of the last ones of this design. It went through the early 1900s, but you will always start by looking at the emperor, which would be the top character and the bottom character. When looking at this side, it was from the Qing, Qing dynasty. When we flip it over, this is a mint mark from Kwangtung. In the KM books, this is Y190, but the go-to catalog for Chinese coins is going to be the Hartel book, where this has a catalog number of 22.1335. This one cash coin was made somewhere between 1890 and 1899. Those are all the foreign coins. I did pick up from, he usually sprinkles in some tokens into his lot. We're going to take a look at these now. This one is, as a Tennessean, I'm going to pick up this one, a little bit too corroded for me, but We have something from Beale Street. If you're not familiar with Tennessee, that is the touristy area of Memphis. We've got a souvenir token, someone playing jazz music right there, and flip it over, and we have Elvis. So, of course, I bought this coin from Elvis, but not that Elvis. Next up, we have a coin from, I saw the Varsity and thought this was going to be the Varsity in Atlanta, and I like the Pac-Man that is in the middle of the coin, but pull out just a little bit. This is actually from the Varsity of Conway, Arkansas. And it's going to look the same on both sides. Next up, we have from the series of Shell's Mr. President coin game. We have another Tennessean, the 17th president, Andrew Johnson. If you're not that familiar with the history, he was Abraham Lincoln's vice president and served after Lincoln was assassinated from 1865 through 69. And so Shell made a series of all of the presidents up to that point. They are made out of aluminum. This one, I never could find anything on it. It does look like a token, but it almost looks like a something that you would put on to tie onto like a string for a light or maybe a zipper. The California Insurance Company of San Francisco, California. Flip it over, and I don't know if that was an insurance agent or maybe they someone pressed the initial or the name of the purchaser in it, but H.F. Schultz. So I don't know where to begin on trying to put an age on this one, but it could easily be over 100 years old. I never found anything specifically on this one. All right, I hope you like this video. If you watch the C Mid-TN Foreign Coin Showcase, I have lots of videos like this one where I'll go through specific coins that I picked out of a foreign coin bin, and other ones where I have mystery lots that will find some surprises. Thanks for watching. Bye.